It's amazing, as I tell many people, that I didn't actually fall into poetry much earlier than I did. I've only been really on the scene for about 12, 13, 14 years or so. And as much as I love language and love words and love playing with language and what you can do with it, it's fascinating that I didn't fall into it earlier. Didn't get into it until I was in my 40s. And most of the poets you talk to, they'll say, "Oh, I've been writing since I was a child, or teenagers, or college days, or whatever the case may be." And in my case, as I say, I was already in my 40s by the time I got into it. I had just left Cleveland, where I'd been part of the UCC national offices in Justice and Witness Ministries. I had gone to Connecticut to do some organizing against anti-immigrant hate for a bit. And it was in the 3 years that I was in New Haven that I really got into the poetry scene, into the spoken word scene. And it was just something that, kind of bit like a bug, and something clicked in me, and I really, really liked it. There had been inklings of it before that, doing keynote speaking at certain places and kind of flirting with, a little bit of wordplay and freestyle. And I can remember, I think it was in '06, co-emceeing a concert in the Big House of Blues, in the Mother House of Blues up in Chicago, on behalf of the Coalition of Immokalee Workers, the dynamic group of tomato pickers who have mobilized for better wages and conditions down in South Florida. And I can remember almost doing a freestyle then, just to kind of fill gap time between acts, and ended up not needing to in terms of keeping the show rolling. But I remember thinking back, did I almost just kind of freestyle some poetry in front of 2,000 or 3,000 people? Did that really almost just happen? And so there have been those kind of flirtations with it. When I was in New Haven, I just began to hang out at venues, just to meet people and have something to do. And it was the poetry community there that really brought me into the art form and said, "No, you got to go ahead, go for it, try it, do it." And just, after actually attempting some things, and of course, I didn't have poems of my own, really. I was, doing what we call OPP, other people's poetry. Uh, and beginning to write mine, and eventually, began writing pieces. And the more I got into it, the more I realized how much of a natural meld it was with ministry, with activism, with trying to do things that, again, go back to this transformation of society, because the poetry became the artistic outlet, I should say, that I needed. The artistic expression of things that maybe I was trying to say otherwise in essay, or in homiletics and preaching, or in certain organizing or in action. But there's something about being able to express something artistically, which I think is so important. That's why the arts have always been a part of movements, have they not? You look back to the civil rights days, and the way that song and that collective singing was so crucial in the movement, as well as artwork, as well as photography. You go back to people like Fannie Lou Hamer and her bringing song into it. You look at Bernice Reagan Johnson, et cetera. I mean, we can go on down the line, and that's just from the civil rights movement. We could look at the anti-apartheid movement in South Africa, same thing, and so on and so on. So the presence of the arts in our justice movements is crucial. And so for me to have found an artistic expression, in this case, poetry, and within a subset of poetry, spoken word specifically, really just became important and felt natural and felt right. And so again, it kind of goes back to that seamlessness in terms of one's faith walk or faith outlook, especially if one is trying to live into, because I do not claim to have reached it, if one is trying to live into a true justice faith walk, then in my case, the art of poetry is just a natural part of that.